Today's adventure brings us to an exchange we've never been to before. And I'm hearing great things that this could be the biggest one yet. Welcome to today's video as a recording of this Saturday, January 25th, 2025, the first 25 in 25. We are on a retro gaming hunt, a DVD, a CD hunt in a windy day, during a windy day. Have high expectations. I've seen some images online, heard some good things, that this place is huge. It's bigger than the exchange we usually hit. Near the Home Best Buy, we'll run inside and see what they have. I have a couple of games in mind that I'm hoping we'll come across today. And the warmest day in a few weeks. With the wind though, I decided to put the winter jacket on. Otherwise it felt like, I said this when I was getting a haircut today, it felt like, it's my shadow, March. Like spring is so close. But yet we'll have those cold days. We'll be going back and forth. We are located in Franklin, Wisconsin. Mega Media Xchange, 6538 hours of operation. Pretty much across the board, Monday through Sunday, 11 to 7. You know, a little different vibe just walking in, and a bunch of DVDs right to my right when I walk in. It's a long building. Kind of a different size than what I'm used to. So yeah, we'll go around and check out some of the movies, some of the seasons, and find some games. Look at Entourage. There's a show I haven't seen in a very long time. Along with Due South. Gosh, I thought that was Josh Brolin for a second. It's Nick Nolte. Is there a little bit of a resemblance? Maybe not. It's the greatest American hero. It's a great show. I used to really be into this when I was about 4 years old. I remember kind of jumping off the stairs, kind of mimicking him. And the real reason that they had to name the real Ghostbusters because of the Ghostbusters cartoon beat the actual real Ghostbusters into the animation. Yeah, I used to watch this, but it was never the same, was it? No, Paul Reiser, Helen Hunt. Just don't have shows like that anymore. Just look at MacGyver. That's not the original MacGyver, kind of a newer one, yeah. Classic TV. Yeah, it's tough because the sun is out. It was cloudy on my way here, and it's coming through those big windows, and it's kind of blinding. And then standing over here off to the side, all the DVDs, the series, the shows are over here, and there is some gaming over here. But right here is the Wii, so our first kind of look on some of the games. Okay, Madden 12. Now I am looking for a game on PlayStation, the very first PlayStation. I guess PS1. I'll call it PS1, and N64. We'll see if either of them are here. Oh, Rock Band. You know, I get $2.99 like years later. You know, in a way, this could be worth something. Just having it. I mean, of course, because it's physical media, but just, you know, it's the Beatles, Rock Band. $3. I wonder if the games are in here, or if it's kind of like GameStop where they keep it. But no, everything is. I guess that'd be crazy. Could you imagine? Could you imagine everything? Like if they actually took the discs out, and then they had to pull them out of a filing cabinet. I can snap this. There we go. I had the Wii U briefly. Bought the black one. I think it was a 32 gig. Bought I don't know if it's a Marvel or an X-Men game. And then whatever Mario game, it wasn't, maybe it was this. This looks like Super Mario Maker. No, it wasn't Maker. I was gonna say it's Paper Mario. Whatever Mario game came out first with the Wii U, it was just not for me. I did not enjoy it. But kind of the Switch, in a way, is the Wii U. And I kind of thought about that when I picked it up. We have an Xbox and television. I don't remember seeing this one. I mean, I was big into Xbox. Had a lot of games, played it a ton. I had all the Maddens. I mean, the Maddens, they just look at 99 cents. Never had an Xbox Live. Just, you know, I remember when we had an Xbox. We just play Xbox. Never, you know, back then I didn't really have the internet. I might have cable at the time, but I was just more into just playing. Now, you know, playing live is so big to me. Having that online on there. I remember playing X-Men Legends. I think I had this and it was short-lived with me. Kind of. I think it was 4 players, wasn't it? Yeah, one to 4 players. It was never the Konami X-Men, and I think that's every time I would play X-Men, like going back to that one, it never lived up to that. Yeah, so the building, the room goes, look, it's just super long. Like I saw those images online. There was stuff. It was from years ago, but there was more than just, there's records here, more than just the physical media. There might be some bigger stuff as we work our way down. I am in front of the Xbox 360, and I really enjoyed I remember when I got mine, it's like the Xbox was kind of like obsolete at that time. Now I wanted to play the 360. I had Injustice. I enjoyed it briefly. The fighting games, I just wasn't that big into them. Okay, I walked right past the PlayStation. We'll see if the game I am looking for is here. And this was kind of the case in the other exchange we were at. They didn't have a lot, like at least they're grouped together. Well, kind of. They didn't have a lot of PlayStation. I am guessing that PlayStation, this is it. It's this panel right here. Is, even though it's we're talking $4, $5, $7. It's sought after. There's just gonna be a lot more PlayStation 2, 3, and kind of working my way down there. So they do not have the game that I was looking for PlayStation. Hopefully, N64 game will be here. Oh, and our first Shaq appearance today. Makes every video. The Miami Heat days. The king of the court returns. Oh my gosh, Dante Culpepper, players. Being a Packer fan, not a huge Viking fan. I don't even know what Madden this is. It's covered up. I couldn't even tell you. This is 2003. Guessing this is 02, 04. I'm gonna say this is 2. Madden 2002. I'm gonna go with that one. I didn't have that one because there was no way I was gonna buy anything with a Viking player on it and bring that home. So I didn't have Madden. Of course, if I would have, it would have been for Xbox because I didn't have a PlayStation 2. No, if I would have had him on there, definitely would have been coming home. But back then, it was like that. It wasn't the EA. It was, gosh, I can't think of it. It was ESPN's kind of football version. That was the game back in the early 2000s. That was the one that I would get because you would know. I think the last Madden I had Ray Lewis on it, and you just knew that it doesn't hold its value because the next year they're going to make one, and then it's never going to stop. It's always going to be another Madden every year after it. It's kind of like the gym floor. I wonder if this was a workout gym at some point. I mean, just with the space and everything, might have been one of those 24-hour, like this could have been the lobby, and then all the workout equipment could have been over here. If you know the area, let me know in the comments if this used to be some kind of a fitness gym. I just saw something. Rambo, Last Blood. They have a lot of good stuff here. Like, you don't even think about some of these movies, some of these shows, and then you stumble across it. Like, it's Spider-Man. All the superhero DVD movies, and then of course the DC animated movies were always superior to whatever Marvel was putting out. I don't know if I saw this one, maybe on Max. Maybe I started watching some of it, and it wasn't for me. Kind of the renders of Batman, this was a different one. This was different than any other DC movie. Like Gotham by Gaslight, where it was set back in the Jack the Ripper days, so Batman was going after Jack the Ripper. I think it might have been a female. I can't remember. But that one was okay. This one, not so much for me. The workout DVDs get ripped 1,000 up to 1,000 calories per workout. My age now, like kind of doing something a little bit different than just a treadmill, the lifting weights. You can see, there's value here. You can find a lot of this on YouTube, I understand, but some of these, all workouts, there's like, why do they need so many? Because everyone, it's different. And I found one that works for me. Look at Brett Favre. Favre forever. Suntight. A lot bigger of a place. We just walk down pretty much this whole aisle. Everything we've pretty much done so far is just this side. There's a side over here, and then in front of me, I'm not sure if they're more DVDs, if they're books, but this place is huge. There were actually arcade machines in here. some pictures I saw online. Now I don't know how long ago that was, if they're still here, but it explains why they had all this other stuff in here, because the room is so big. Oh my gosh, laugh it up, but I tried to watch this. I think it was this year or last year, and if you remember him, he's from Batman, he's City Slickers. Not the same character at all. So, kind of a little disappointment there. Can't think of the Jack Palance. Little disappointing. Okay, now here's all the doubles. So yeah, look at all the Mr. Deeds. And I remember when Mr. Deeds came out, 75 cents. It's a classic. This is a good one. I think there's so many Adam Sandler movies that you're like, this is one of them that it's not like Happy Gilmore, but it's good. All 75 cents back here. I thought this was a ladder when I was walking up. Just DVDs in boxes. See some employees only. Maybe some restrooms. The bubbler back here. So I'm gonna ask when I leave what this used to be. I just can't believe. I mean, look at these racks, just rows of movies. And there's really employees beyond this point. I'm not gonna cross my luck here. So yeah, just kind of the back area must be the back part of the building, the parking lot. And then just look at Video Poker. X-Men Last Stand. I saw this on. They have two different copies here. I saw this ultra screen. We sat way too close, and pretty much, if this is the screen, we were like off to the side here. So and so close. Very hard to watch. Not enjoyable. It's more enjoyable now just watching it at home. Yeah, that was supposed to be kind of the conclusion of this cast. Could be the thumbnail right here, just holding X-Men, just the potential. Like, think about it. We didn't have live action X-Men. Like, this is what came out after. It wasn't the 92 X-Men. There was something else. It was like X-Men Evolution, or maybe it was X-Men 92, then this, then Evolution, another animated. But that was it. Like, this was big, and it wasn't comic booky, but you can see why they went this route versus putting Wolverine in yellow. Oh, and they have more Mr. Deeds over here too. A ton. American Beauty. When I was at 98, 90, 99, took one of the last trips I went to California with my dad. In one of his sounds bad. One of his marriages, step kids, step brothers and sisters were in the mix. We all decided, he thought going out to California would be, a good time, and we all fought the entire time. But we went to all the major spots. When we went to Universal Studios, that's when American Beauty was coming out and American Pie, which I'm seeing if everything's American here. I don't see American Pie. I'm sure it's like right in this area, but there were advertisements. So if you're familiar with Universal City, where you have the big King Kong, all the stores leading your way up to Universal Studios, they had all of this stuff. And I remember just seeing all the advertisements. So American Beauty, American Pie came out exact same time. Look at that. 26 years ago. Kind of a funny story. I may have said this in the past, but seeing Fantastic Four, yes, he became, you kind of had that rule, like, can you play more than one superhero? I had no idea about the Rise of the Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four 2, as much as I followed. The superhero movies, this coming out, shortly after Daredevil, the Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire, Superman Returns, the Batman Begins was starting up. So you had a bunch of stuff in the works, and it started to be, the beginning before all the Avengers stuff. I had no idea about the Rise of the Silver Surfer. Totally got me off guard. Usually I was all over that stuff. Like, I would know this is coming out. This is coming out. Smallville was big. Birds of Prey was big. That's what I was really into when Fantastic Four hit. Bad Boys, 75 cents. I had the soundtrack, and I remember my buddy saying, "Don't get the soundtrack. It's not like Friday. Friday was out around that time. Like, you had the movie Friday. That soundtrack was great." And then I bought the Bad Boys soundtrack. He goes, "You're gonna hate it." Actually, I didn't mind it. Not a bad soundtrack at all. Check it out. You know, like if you can find it on like Amazon, iTunes, on Amazon Tunes. Anybody. I don't buy a lot of music, so I'm sure there's better places than Amazon and iTunes at this point. But check out the soundtrack for Bad Boys. Look at this. What you gonna do? Other movies with like Will Smith, yeah, you could watch it a few times, but like I don't know if I could sit through Hitch again. I don't know if that's a movie that I could watch along with the Longest Yard. Now Cheeseburger Eddie's pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, I'd probably sit through it one more time. But that's one of those Adam Sandler movies, like I said, not the best, but just okay. Look at all of these Anchorman movies. There's so many of them. They're like blurry. Holy cow! At least they have it all. Get Finding Nemo, Bruce Almighty. They have it all grouped together. Australia, Hugh Jackman, right? It is. No, I have not seen Australia. I have never watched that movie. The next time there's like a movie or we need to find a DVD, I'm gonna come here because they'll probably have it. Like this is crazy. How many movies, shows, DVDs, basically Blu-rays they have here. Look at this cover. Just need to get a DVD player because 75-cent DVDs just blows away. Like renting anything, I'm sure it would all be here. Like in the future, like this is what I'm talking about. Physical media, it's gonna start a whole new leaf for me. I thought this was the first Wall Street. Remember, you couldn't watch it as a kid. Like I remember my dad going, nope, can't watch one with Charlie Sheen and Michael Douglas. I had to look at his name. I couldn't remember your name, Michael. Gosh, it's been so long since I've watched Wall Street 1. That was at 87. Gosh, I remember seeing Matrix for the first time at the movie theater. I just started seeing somebody, 99, 98 range. Think of everything that came out during that time, right before, the first X-Men. Ed TV. I remember Ed TV. Like that was a VHS cassette I had. I watched it a lot. And seeing those commercials with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, I think about that movie now. Now I kind of want to watch Ed TV. I had Charlie's Angels. I loved Cameron Diaz. There was the uncut version. Yeah, I don't know what the difference was. I had both of them, but I mean, it would always put you in a good mood. The Wedding Crashers was funny, the first couple of times. Now, really have no desire to watch that movie. But Wedding Singer, yeah, you could watch Wedding Singer whenever it's on. You always leave it on like that. That's one of those movies. Some of them, What Women Want. I remember I was with my aunts and they rented this, and we were waiting for something. I don't know, something to get, maybe pizza to get delivered. So the preview kept running. It was like track mode, and part of the movie was, Mel Gibson could hear women's thoughts, and she goes, "Oh, I just looked at his pants because his zipper was open. Oh my gosh, I did it again." Like that kept playing and playing and playing. I'm like, oh my gosh, start this movie already. Kind of getting lost in the DVDs. Like I came here to kind of look for games. There is so many X-Men, Last Stand, X2. Unbelievable. I mean, it's crazy how many, and I think there was probably more stuff. Like I don't know what this open space is. A ton. Like, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this many movies. It's like The Burbs. I've never seen anybody take their trash out to the curb and beat the hell out of it with a rake. They could have just did this one better. He wasn't bad, Superman. I don't know. With everything going around with Kevin Spacey, I can't. I don't want to get in. I don't know. But as far as just him being Lex Luthor and Brandon Routh being Superman, it wasn't bad. I mean, you hated Kevin Spacey. I mean, he did a good job of making you just not like him. But there was just absolutely, I don't know, the take that they did on this, man, it was a huge, huge miss. I remember my buddy went and saw Stuck on You, and I said, well, how was it? He goes, suck on you. It was horrible. It wasn't that great. I remember, I saw it after the fact. Is this gonna focus? Yeah, not a good one. I did like him in Mystery Men. Where's Mystery Men? I haven't seen that one. That's another movie. Like as cheesy as it is, it wasn't bad. You can watch it. It's watchable. Sky High. We've all seen Sky High. Wonder Woman goes, "Welcome to Sky High." I'll never forget that preview. So Stephen Baldwin, if you ever seen Jesse Stone, I think he's in the first Jesse Stone movie. And my aunt was like, he's so weird in that movie. Like, he looks like a chameleon. He kind of does. He's kind of an odd guy. Jumanji. So the story with Jumanji, the first time I ever saw it, 1995. Green Bay Packers lose the NFC Championship at Dallas Cowboys. I think this was the third straight playoff. Yeah, it was 95, 94, 93 that they lost to Dallas. And it was always at Dallas. And we were bummed out. We went to Hillside Cinema in Delafield, where my first arcade was, and we all saw Jumanji. And, you know, trying to enjoy this for what it was, we were so bummed out. You know, it's like Favre was MVP. I think this was the first MVP season he had. And they lost. Like, they were so close to Super Bowl, and this was a painful night. But the movie, you know, whenever I look at Jumanji, always reminds me of the 95 NFC Championship game. I love this movie. I'm not a huge Jack Black fan. I could watch this once a week. I could. Shallow Hal, that's a great movie. You know, it's like Office Space. Like, wonder if Office Space haven't stumbled across it. Like, you just kind of getting lost. It's like being in a library. Well, it kind of is a library with like no like direction. It's just, this is probably 4 times at least the size of the exchange that we usually hit. I mean, it just keeps going. Look how young The Rock looks. He's just a kid. Just to be clear, the real Ghostbusters. So the reason, you know, the cartoon we saw when we walked in, that I'll probably never find it because I don't remember really where. No, it was right by the entrance. You know, they started, and then that cartoon came out. Then they decided to do a cartoon, and hence they had to use the real Ghostbusters. Get Slimer. I wonder if these had stuff. It was just kind of ironic, don't you think? That, see what I did there? That, you know, all these just happen to be gone. Missing some over here. Maybe it's just extra that when they get stuff, they have a place to put it. But I don't even know. It would take. I don't want that tipping over. It would take all day. There's Friday. Yeah. So great soundtrack. But so was the Bad Boy soundtrack. Why did Kevin Smith lose a lot of weight? I mean, think about it. You know, when he was Silent Bob, you look at him now, it's like you could probably I could walk past him. Unless he had the hat on backwards, like, and he had maybe that jersey that he always seems to be wearing, something like that, I wouldn't even recognize him. And for the record, this is the only Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory movie to watch. Like, this is it. I have no interest in seeing the other ones. Not because Gene Wilder's from Milwaukee, but this is a classic. Yeah, got the Oompa Loompa. Remember his grandfather, burp, Charlie, burp. I don't know how to end the video. Every time I turn, I just go down another aisle. I guess it's just gonna stop eventually. I did a West Coast trip, and back when you had those portable DVD players, like this is years ago. I bought a bunch of Chuck Norris movies to watch on the plane, Delta Force, and I would save it. Oh, Delta Force, come on. I was looking at Chuck Norris, Delta Force. See what they did? I wouldn't watch them. I saved it. I'm like, just save it for the plane. Probably one of the X-Men movies too. It's either X2 or X3. It was so hard to watch movies on the plane. Daredevil. I remember seeing this cardboard, you know, kind of cut out at the movie theater. And some of the superhero movies, see if they have Batman Forever. They have Batman and Robin. And the thing with Batman Forever is I didn't love it in '95 because I couldn't get over the fact that Michael Keaton was not Batman, but that was his call. It had nothing to do with it. It wasn't Val Kilmer's fault. Now, after all this time, now I'm this huge Batman Forever fan. Whenever I see Batman Forever, like I gotta buy it. I don't think they have anything. It's all Christian Bale. Birds of Prey. I was talking about the TV show earlier, not the movie. I don't think I ever saw the movie. I was close to seeing Superman 4 with my dad, and not knowing how bad this movie was going to be. But I mean, the cover looks great, and we were going to see it in a very, very small town. We moved back from California, and it was in a movie theater, Watertown, and we decided not to see it that day. And it was months later. By the time it came out on VHS. That looks like a scene from Superman 1. This was such a... It probably was. They probably used footage. Gosh, that was such a bad movie. I think I had this very DVD. And that's gonna do it for today. I'm gonna make a run to the front. I think that the Nintendo, the N64, the Nintendo, I think that's gonna be all behind glass. Didn't look like a lot. They had more games kind of over here. The PlayStation 3s, the Xbox, the PlayStation 2. But we'll see. We'll see if it's here. Otherwise, the hunt continues. There's 2 games, and it's both the same game. But there's a story behind it, and I want to try to find it. My goal is to find it in person and not buy it online. It has to be in person. And not a lot, just some loose. Let's see, a virtual cop. Let's see if there's any N64 and a PlayStation 2. Still putting out some games. Some carts over here, but not a lot. I'm surprised. There's more DVDs here. They do have some old systems. They do have some N64s. Look at this old Super Famicom. Yeah, the sun was really coming through. See that the clouds kind of caught up. This was how it was driving out here. They didn't have a lot of the games behind the glass. They were still putting out stuff, but there are some more physical media game places that we will hit. I just thought, I thought they'd be here actually. I mean, just because of the size of this place, but a ton of movies, that's for sure. It's a good weekend video. It's a good Saturday to come out and check out some of these other places. That's something that I want to do on the weekend, whether it's a mall that looks like it's abandoned or it's closing, it's like nothing what it was, or it's changing, or a retro physical media place. Because this was huge. This was big. Like the next time we go out looking for DVDs and stuff, it's not going to be what was here. Like we could have been in there for hours and still not found what we were looking for. But there's more game places in the future because I have to find those 2 games. So eventually they'll come up. It's great kind of collecting nostalgia retro of stuff like for me that I was into. I go from Batman Forever to Secret Wars to games to Sega cards to PlayStation, and then I come out of it and get into something else and then go back. Like that's how we are as collectors. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll see you guys next time. It's just collecting in moderation. It's always, having a little control over it, but it's good. It's good to have some variety. It's like when you were a kid, you couldn't have everything. You couldn't have every figure on the back of the box, like collect them all. But you could have, a little of this, a little of that. It is windy out.